So today Corie's going to help me kind of go through my seeds and see what I have and see what I might need to get before planting time actually gets here, kind of make a game plan. All those wonderful seed books come in the mail this time of the year, and every time I look through one, I basically want to order one of everything, but I don't have the room or the time, of course, to take care of all that. So I think I'm pretty good, but Corie's going to help me go through them and kind of organize and see what we've got. Last year I did a video about this same time, kind of planning the things I wanted to try that was new, that I'd seen in some of those wonderful catalogs that come in the mail, and then also my tried and true ones that I always use. And I talked about how I have so many seeds from being a gardener for so long. I have like a tremendous amount of seeds, which is a good thing. And if you didn't know, if you're new to gardening, seeds last, they don't go bad. So like even on the, you'll find on there, it'll say like packaged for 2020 or 2021 if you have some from last year, but they last years. I've even heard stories of people like finding some in their grandmother's cupboard or when they were cleaning out her house, and maybe they were 20 years old and they still grew. So seeds are great like that. Anyway, when I did that video, I said one of my problems was organizing seeds. So a few of you recommended that I buy these photo kind of containers where you can, it's really to organize your photos, but it comes with these little boxes that you can see through, and then you put your seeds in there, and that worked so well. I'm so thankful that you told me about them. So that's what I did last year, and I was able to put all the seeds that I knew I wanted to grow last year. Not all, I didn't grow all these, it's way too many, but at least that was the ones I thought, do I want to do this tomato or this tomato? So I put them all in here, and I kind of had this to carry with me through the yard or to the greenhouse on the days that I was planting, and that made it a lot easier. So at Christmas, I got another one for a Christmas present. So today Corie's kind of going to help me go through, and some of these I have stuffed so full they're hard to close, and so we're going to go through them and kind of sort out what we've got and what we might need to get. I don't think I need any. And then I did get some seeds for Christmas. And then I've also, some of you have been so nice to send me seeds. These are some flower seeds from one of our subscribers that I can't wait to try this year. And then also some bean seeds, some different things, so we're going to organize. Now typically Corie doesn't usually help me do this, her and Katie, neither one. I kind of figure out what we'll plant, and Matt goes along with it, and he's happy with that, and the girls help, we all help, but I'm kind of the person that does it. But this year Corie's going to help me for two reasons. For one reason, she's kind of been able to help me out with things I've been doing, so she's kind of been doing some work for me, so she'll probably be helping me more in the garden. She's going to help me more kind of planning what we're going to grow. And the other thing is, Corie's about to have her own house.
Yes.
Hard to believe.
I know.
So while we're doing this, we're going to also look for some seeds that she might want to take to her new home and plant there. She doesn't have a huge garden space, not even as big as we do, but there still is some room, and especially she has some very nice decks, so there is especially for container growing. So we're going to be thinking about that.
And I would say I've always been interested in growing and canning and all of that. I've always been interested, but kind of growing up, it's always been like, well, there's no extreme pressure to learn this because I just live at home and I'm around it every year. But now that I'm not going to be living at home anymore, that's kind of all of a sudden kind of pressed into my mind. I'm like, oh, I don't have that knowledge. I mean, I think I probably have more than I realize because I've been around it, but I need help figuring out how I could actually start growing a garden at my house.
Right. It is different when you do it for the first time on your own. I grew up growing the garden every year with Granny and Pat, but you don't really, like you're saying, you don't have to think about the know-how because they say, here,
do this.
In this row is going to be beans, and you plant them this way.
Right.
And then you just plant them, and then you forget about it. But if you're actually the one doing it. So the first gardens that I had, even the other garden, as time went on, I would still call Pap and ask him, my gardening questions. But especially when I'm like, well, wait a minute, I've been doing this my whole life. How am I all of a sudden now nervous to plant beans? But it's like you said, you don't really pay attention till it's the responsibilities on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So it'd be on your shoulders, girl.
I know.
Yeah,
I gotta figure it out.
Yeah. So first, let's see. I guess we can go. You think we should open this?
Yeah. I also want to show these because I think that they're just so pretty.
Okay.
I wanted to see if there was any more in here. I got Mom these for Christmas, And they're just like little ceramic stakes, you know, and that you could put in by the herbs. One of them says calendula, cilantro, and basil, and we have all of those growing in the same bed.
Yeah.
And I just think those would be a real pretty addition to the yard, add some color.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think these little things are sweet.
I said that y'all didn't really grow stuff, but the herb bed kind of started out being yours, and then it ended up being Katie's. So y'all did y'all have grown, kind of took your own little area before and took it. Yeah, one year Katie grew watermelons that she was very happy with. So, okay, let's just go through. We'll start with and then we can, I think, you see any packets in there?
No, I mean, unless you count this as like a big packet, but they're not that size.
Yeah, see what that is though, is that bean. I think that's rattlesnake beans. I was so crazy about rattlesnake beans last year that I made sure I got some of them. There's some more flower seeds. More flower seeds.
Most of the rest of it's just in bags.
Yeah.
Wait, unless this is something.
And this was some moonflower vine that someone sent us, so we're going to excited to try that too. Yeah, okay. So this was the candy roaster, and these were some seeds, these little packets that Katie got. So winter squash, sweetmeat, never tried that one before. Summer squash, yellow crookneck, that's one we always grow. Boston pickle and cucumber, I've grown that one a lot. Here's a sweet pepper that I've never grew. Summer squash, black beauty, we usually grow that one. And radishes, I love radishes. And of course the basil and a pumpkin and some onions. So, and I have you, Corie, a little basket so you can put yours, what you want to take with you.
Oh, thank you.
So candy
That's
roasters,
exciting.
we will definitely grow. Maybe we should do that. Think of this as still the stuff that we'll grow this year that I think. Chambers Creek pumpkins, definitely. Squash, that's like a zucchini. There's an acorn squash. I'm not so sure about that one. Those were still candy roasters. We could put those. Maybe I should do this. Let you have this one.
Yeah.
So Corey's you can start one for squash as I go through these. This is a Seminole pumpkin that someone sent me years ago, and I've still been growing them. I love them because they don't get very big. A black beauty, so let's put that black beauty. You might want to just leave that one open in there. And put the yellow crookneck that I got, just because I've got older ones. That's a small sugar pumpkin. There's some of the, you can see when I don't use them all, I just fold them back over. A lot of people store their seeds in the freezer, but I don't usually do that. This is a white cushaw that a blind pig reader sent me years ago. Some more zucchini. The winter squash, the green striped cushaw, I love those. I have a video about them, about growing them and harvesting them and what we do with them.
Do you want to hand me some of this squash?
Well, I was going to put the ones that I'm not going to plant in there.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
Alright,
So, I think the rest of these probably, we'll put that in there because that's another one. And I'm actually putting the squash and the pumpkin kind of together. Oh, here's another squash. Oh, and here's another pumpkin. There. So, I don't know if I really decreased that any. But that's how it goes. Okay. And then this is my okra. I say okra. A lot of people have had comments where people say that I'm saying it wrong, but that's just how I say it. It's okra. Okra, I guess is how it is.
Okra.
Okra. Jing orange is my favorite to grow, and that's like a red variety. It sounds like it would be orange.
Okra Coke Island. That's not right. That's what that makes me think of.
Granddaddy's okra, that's a good one. And this one I think I tried last year and it didn't come up for me. It was the Silver Queen okra. We love Silver Queen corn, so I wanted to try it. And then Granddaddy's again. So we'll leave that one. Let's see.
If you see any that you think would be good for me to grow, easy enough, I'll add them to my basket.
Yeah, so this was, let's see, what is this? Green full heart corn salad.
What is that?
It's like a green. I think Katie got me that for Christmas last year, so I might give that one another chance. I planted it, and I'm not sure it come up either. And then summer or Malabar spinach. You might want to, would you want to try it? You like Malabar spinach? You might want to try it, or you don't like it as much. Well,
I do kind of like it.
if you don't like it a lot, you could eat mine when you come over here.
True. I'm going to be over here every day anyway, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't get rid of me.
No, I don't want to get rid of you. So turnips, we have turnips growing right now, which is really wonderful. And I typically don't grow them in the spring. I grow them in the fall. So here's some Copenhagen market cabbage, I think I'm just going to leave that one out because it's time almost for me to start my cabbage. Kale, would you like to do kale in a pot? You want in one of your containers or something? You want to try some kale?
Yeah, we need to get a little bag so I don't take your whole thing.
Well, we can do that.
We can do that.
Let's see what these are. See, those are in the wrong thing. Those are beans. You want to put there. Here's some beans. I'm sorry, peas. I was thinking about the beans. So, I don't know if we'll do those or not. I've got some other peas I want to do. And then some lettuce. That would grow good in a little container if you want to try some lettuce.
That'd be nice. I like those ones.
Let's see. We're getting that one. Let's look in this one. So this is corn, which we really don't have a good place to grow corn. And I have put Tim's butternut squash in there with that. I don't know why. You want to put that in the squash thing if it'll fit?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll leave that one out. Something else could go in there. So here's some of the flowers. Corie was wanting to grow flowers. These are Scarlet runner beans, if you've ever seen it. And they're edible, but they just have a really pretty flower. You know, I usually grow them up there with a little red flower. Would you want to try to grow some of those?
Sure.
Here's a mammoth sunflower. You may not have, I don't know if you have anywhere
about that. If we've got
to grow sunflowers. Bachelor buttons, those would probably grow at your house.
I do like the bachelor buttons. What about columbine?
Columbine, yeah.
You think that would grow?
They would, but I don't usually save my seeds. My columbine just kind of self-seeds itself, but we can look for them when they come up and dig them up and take them to your house. That would work. There's the zinnias. Some cosmos. Any of these you want to try, tell me.
Just any that you think of. I like those.
Okay, there you go. This was an example of some old ones, a money seed plant, that this actually come in something else that somebody give me some stuff, and it's where somebody had saved it a long time ago. First Citizens Bank.
What about the cosmos? Are those ones that we have planted down the drive out there?
Yeah.
I have to see a picture of them. You know, those like real little ones that come up?
No, those are taller.
Well, you know which ones I'm talking about?
They're tall.
I don't know. I like them all. That's my problem.
What little ones? Well, and you could just plant a few, you know, of each or whatever.
Right.
So, purple coneflower.
That's pretty.
I don't usually have good luck with it. I used to grow them all the time. There's more of the scarlet bean, which is from someone that sent them to me years ago. And then I've started saving my own. That's a dwarf sunflower. Small, maybe.
It's worth a try.
Another mammoth one. Calendula. Those are especially pretty. I don't think there's nothing in that though, so I'm not sure why we kept that one. It needs to be thrown away. Sunflower and another sunflower. So those are all flowers. Okay, here's the beans. This is what I was interested in, and I know we'll need another one. So, I'm not sure. Let's see. And I also put, maybe you could create one for peas. I want to grow peas this year. I grew some last year, but this is a pea shelling dwarf wando. So I want to try that one. And this is Jackson Wonder butter bean. I want to try the butter beans this year. Maybe I'll leave that with the beans. Rattlesnake beans from last year. This was Blue Lake bush beans, but I don't think I'll do those this year. And then Kentucky Wonder pole bean. I don't think I'll do those either. I'm going to do those. Rattlesnake beans done so good for us. And we love greasy beans. This is pole bean, greasy Doyce Chambers shortcut. Cut short. I said it backwards. I'm thinking shortcut. That don't sound right. Cut short. So we're going to do those. And I just don't know about, now these are little bush beans. You might want to you want to try some of them in like a little container maybe. You don't have to. I grew both of those last year.
Sure.
Corie needs to get her a green stalk. I have two.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
But you could get one of them, yeah. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I could.
Let's see. These are the ones that we'll be using first is the beets. So I love beets. So we've got the, there's a piece of trash too. Early Wonders, I grew those. I like those. These are like Chiogia, Chioga, I don't know. And they don't do as good for me. There's some radish seeds. We'll plant those, and we can put these radish seeds with these and these onions. I don't think I'll do those onions though. You can find an onion or maybe think of it as early stuff. Swiss chard, I don't think I'll do that one. mustard seed, which feels like it's totally gone. And these are my turnips again. Did I not have some turnips here a minute ago?
Somewhere.
Let's see. In here maybe. Put the turnips. Maybe you could put them with that Swiss chard with the spring stuff. Some kale that I probably will not grow until, I might grow some. Maybe I'll leave that one. Easter egg blend of radishes. I've never grown that. Just some free lettuce seed that I got. You can see some of my radish seeds have poured out in here.
Uh-oh.
I might let you worry about that.
Okay.
So all those go back in there.
Go back in
this little box,
oh,
but
gotcha.
if you can get my seeds out there.
Let's see if I can do this without making a mess.
Maybe. There's more kale. We're crazy about kale. I mean, Corie liked to eat it in a salad, but it's also really good cooked. Carrots. I've not tried carrots in a long time. Maybe I'll put those with my, with that, when you get that put back in there. And maybe I'll try those.
Now do these all go back together?
Yeah, all those. And then you can put these. I like Paris Island lettuce. And I think it lasts longer and it doesn't bolt. And then I know that part of it is because of Pap, because he was a Marine, that I like it. But, let's see. Put those with the cold stuff. Let's see, not with that cold stuff, but didn't you have another one?
I had an onion guy.
Yeah, that one. That one. I also like, actually I think I'm mixed up. I like the Paris Island, but the one I love the best is Jericho lettuce, and that one does seem to last. Like, it doesn't bolt. It lasts even when it's hot outside, so I really like that one. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's tomatoes.
Ooh, I want to grow some tomatoes.
So it won't be too long. We'll be starting these in the greenhouse. So my favorite orange Tommy Toe, we're going to do that one again from David and Carolyn. Cherokee Purple, we always grow. Black Cherry, we didn't grow last year. Maybe we'll grow that this year. Cherokee Purple. Aunt Ruby's German Green, you can start you a tomato one. I tried those and that wasn't something that I wanted to grow. Mountain Princess, I really like. I did not like the Nebraska Wedding.
Is that the one with the pokey stuff?
No, that one's coming up. I see it in here. And I did not like that one, the Ace 55. The Juliet, I loved. So, and I feel there's no seeds, maybe one or two. I hope I've got more of those somewhere. That may be one we need to order. We should jot that down somewhere. You got something, jot down Juliet. This was the Lychee Tomato that Corey's talking about with the pokey ones. It's not a true tomato. It's more like a fruit. But I grew those last year for the first time, and you've probably heard me talk about them in videos, and they have thorns. A lot of people...
Thorns this long?
Yeah, in different areas, people plant them around their garden, actually for like a barrier or to prevent animals, and I guess people too, but animals from getting through. But in the beginning, when I first tasted them, I was like, nah, I just don't, I've tried those, but I won't ever do it again. But by the end of the summer, they grew on me, and I really kind of liked them. So I may at least grow me one, because it was really big and produced a lot, didn't it?
It was, but
nobody liked them but me. Yeah, Corie was scared.
Well, when it grew out, the spikes were just everywhere. You had to be careful.
Yeah, and here's another one you can write down. Oh, gosh, I can't believe I ain't got no sun gold, or maybe they're down in there. No, they're gone. Sun gold tomatoes. I really liked those. So it's a good thing we're doing this.
I want to grow some tomatoes too, so maybe
so we can grow some extra for Corie to take to her house. I think surely I've got more tomato seeds than that, and maybe we'll find the Juliet. We might not. So these are the peppers. The sweet peppers is mostly what we grow. So probably just like the bell type pepper and banana peppers. We didn't grow banana peppers last year, and I would like to grow those. So that looks like pretty much. We did grow a habanada, like a sweet, a non-hot one, no heat, and it was good. It was really good. We liked it, and it really produced. It really did produce. And that's shishito pepper. Maybe that's the one that produced the most. I think that's the one that produced the most. So, and I think we did have a pepper over here, didn't we?
Seems
sweet
like
pepper.
Sweet pepper.
Maybe we'll try that one. I don't don't know. Some of my little boxes have broke, but they snap back together.
Still go back together.
Yeah,
That's good.
they snap back together. Whoops, that one snapped on me. Okay. Here's just some of our herbs that we like to grow. Cilantro, I always grow, but nobody likes it but me. Clary sage, I don't think that's ever done good for us. There's some basil. We could get back this basil. Lavender didn't really do good for us. That's more lavender. Catnip. That's a mint. I have that growing. I guess I could put that. I don't need that. This was a different kind of huckleberry that I tried that didn't do anything. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again. Chamomile doesn't really grow good for me. So many people say that that it almost becomes invasive.
We've tried for a couple years
oh my
to grow
goodness,
it here.
yeah. Put that in there. We're not going to grow that one or that one. Nettles, stinging nettles, we've tried that. Maybe I'll try that again because I would like to try it because we could use it. Calendula does real good for us, and Katie makes a calendula oil. You've made it before too, though. We need to do that and kind of show you how to make that because it's miraculous. Miraculous on the
skin.
Really if you get cut or scraped or burned, it's like it just overnight it will help heal you.
And it's easy to make because all you have to do really is get the flowers and get some kind of carrier oil. You could use olive oil. I'd probably use like sweet almond oil, even avocado oil, something like that if that's really light, and then just put some flowers in a jar with the oil and stick it in a sunny window for like 4 weeks and turn it ever so often and then strain it out and there you go.
Use it, yeah, and it's great. I love this. I love dill for pickles. Last year my cucumbers were just a total flop, so I didn't get to make many pickles, but just the smell of dill, I just grow it to walk by it and smell of it. And then sorrel, last year I grew this with the hopes, and I left it alone and let it go to seed, that it would spread and go and come back every year, so I'll be interested to see if it comes back. We'll see what it does. So, let's see. These are more of our spring stuff. Our Kohlrabi, which I grew for the first time last year and loved. And this is another cabbage, so maybe I'll put that cabbage I had out.
I just like the name Kohlrabi. I just like to say
it's fun.
It's fun to say.
I just like to eat them raw. Just
they're good with some salt.
Yeah. Here's some more flowers. Nasturtiums, that's one of our favorite flowers. And some California poppies. There's some more calendula. And that's, I think, calendula, is it? Yes, calendula. We love it. And then another purple. Purple coneflower, echinacea, that I used to be able to grow and can't for some reason now. Okay, and then here's our pickles. So, last year, let's see, this is a pickle and cucumber bush pickle. I don't know if that's one. I usually like to do, I like the Arkansas Little Leaf. That's one of my favorites. There's the Boston one.
Any
so
that you
let's
think
put
would
that.
be good for Austin and I. I'd like to grow some cucumbers.
You could try. Let's see. Let's look for a bush one though. So this one's a bush one. There's maybe 2 seeds in there, but that's good. And then you could have more definitely. I didn't like that one. That's an early fortune. It's kind of like I get hung up on some of the ones. Like you do like to try all seeds. I do. It just goes on and on and on. You like to try them, but sometimes the tried and true, you realize you should just grow the tried and true
and stick with that.
Yeah, stick with that.
Focus on growing it well instead of trying all the different ones.
Yeah. So sometimes that works better. There's another early fortune.
Okay.
Dragon's egg. I didn't grow that one, I don't think, last year. That was one I think I did try, and I wonder if that's some of these that I tried. They got the powdery mildew worse than usual. It was the worst year for that I ever had with my cucumbers. But we did have an extremely rainy spell. Like for 3 weeks it rained every day. So that may be part of it too. And I think I'm going to go back to my... Except I did really like the silver slicer. That was the first year I grew it, and I did like that one. But I'm going to go back to my Arkansas Little Leaf and my Boston pickling. It looks like I have plenty of those. You want to take a Arkansas Little Leaf with you and just see? Okay, so now let's look right here. These are some seeds that I ordered at the end of last summer. So Boston pickling. You can put that one. This was, somehow, let's see, oh, right here's my watermelons. I was like, I didn't go over the watermelons. But this was muskmelon. I want to try that one. These were some squash that I ordered. So you can put those in the squash and the zucchini. And spaghetti squash. I don't really know why I ordered that one. I wonder, these may be ones that Katie ordered. She ordered some seeds, so there's another small sugar pumpkin, green striped cushaw. That's just one of my favorite ones. We cut up one of our big ones. When was that? Like maybe Friday I did, and made soup with it, and then put. Okay, you can start you a new one. And if you want to start a new one and just put some of those out in it, since we've got plenty. But I made soup, enough soup for supper and for the next day's lunch and all that, and then had enough left over to put in the freezer for the next pot of soup I make, so that worked out good. Mrs. Amerson's squash, that sounds good. It's a winter squash. Maybe we'll try that one. Sugar Baby watermelon, that's one we love to grow. There's the Paris Island. And then the okra, this is Alabama Red. Oh, that sounds good. We need to try that one.
This is Jericho lettuce that was behind there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can put both those in the spring one, since we had plenty of lettuces. Here's some more seeds that someone sent us, and I didn't get them planted. I should have already planted them. He told me to last year. But wild black raspberry, so I want to find a good place for those. Yeah, that was great. And then most of my other seeds are, like I said, because you can keep them for several years and they don't go bad. So I mean, sometimes, like maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I got my really old seeds and I still couldn't even bear to throw those away. So I put those in a bag and put them in the freezer, in our big freezer in the basement. So eventually you can do that. Of course, you can share with others. I share with Granny. Since we've been planting her garden, I never ask her to buy seeds. I just take seeds and plant her garden. Now I'm going to share with Corie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes I share with, when I was still working, I would share with people that I worked with, and especially the seeds like the ones that I keep. That's not my handwriting. That's somebody sent me. But so David and Carolyn, I've sent. These were some Chambers Creek that I kept last year with 21 in them. Mm-hmm. So all the ones I save, I love to share those too. So I think that this is great, because I didn't know that I was out of Juliet and Sungold, two of the tomatoes we definitely want to grow because we loved them.
We want to get more so we can grow them at my house too.
Yes, so now we need more so we can grow them at Corey's. So our next thing that we'll do is worry about planting. I want to start my peppers, and of course I need to start my cabbages. I need to start those. And then we've got mulch and compost outside to start spreading and planting. And I hope last year we had a new plan for a new garden area behind the greenhouse and it never happened. So I hope now with Corey's help, me and her can do a lot of that work. This time last year I was still working a full-time job. So now I have more time, so that should be something me and Corie can accomplish, even if Matt can't help us till the weekend, since he's still at work every day. So we hope you'll share your favorite varieties, and if you've got any questions about any of the ones that we shared, please ask them in the comments. But it's exciting, especially exciting to me. Corie is like, gosh, because you'll be gardening by yourself. It's wonderful.
I know.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's exciting, but also like, help me get started.
Well, I'll help, but it's exciting that it's been passed down, and that's not just in Appalachia, but in a lot of places. That's like a real tradition, of course, gardening since the beginning of time. But I would say in the Appalachian Mountains, there's still really a strong tradition of gardening, for sure. Don't you think so, Corie?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you just drive from here to town and you can begin, especially this time of the year, see people start preparing. They've turned over, they've as we would say, hard their garden for the first time, and you can begin to see them making preparation. So it's still a really common way of life. People like to eat out of the garden directly, but they love to put up food for the winter. That putting up for the winter foods, and it's so enjoyable too, to be able to do that and know where your food come from, and kind of makes you feel self-sufficient and feel like that you always isn't it wonderful to be able to go outside and get your salad out of the yard in the summer? It's just great. I mean, it's just so rewarding. Or to get a watermelon. Oh, that reminds me, we left one out. Let's go through it really quick. Watermelons. So my favorite, I want to try that muskmelon. The golden midgets are good. Sugar babies are the best. I have Tim's watermelon that he lives down the road, and it's been in his family for generations. Mine never do as good as his, but I try every year. The Minnesota midget, that really grows well for us. It's like a cantaloupe. Georgia rattlesnake, that one's so-so. That one we're not going to do that one, didn't grow, or that one. And canary yellow, I tried that one I think I tried it last year, but I may try it again. It's more like a cantaloupe than a watermelon for sure. And the Kajari, I didn't have any luck with those, but I'm going to try those again. Hearts of Gold, I didn't care for, and then Minnesota Midget, I really like. And one other thing I want to say is a lot of people ask me where we get our seeds. Well, one of my favorite places is So True Seed, and that's in Asheville, North Carolina. And they used to sponsor my garden. For many years, they sponsored it through the Blind Pig and the Acorn. But I really love their seeds because they're organic and a lot of heirlooms and all that. But then, of course, for me in Western North Carolina, they look out for the ones that do best in their area of Asheville. Although they would do good in lots of other places too. So I really love So True Seed. Of course, there's Baker Creek, there's Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. So those are some of my favorite ones, and you probably have some too. Please leave them in the description, in the link below, or in the comment section below, and you can all share your favorite ones, and then we can get ideas from each other. That's something I love. So thanks for looking at the seeds with me and Corie, and we hope you'll keep dropping back by as we celebrate Appalachia, which growing a garden is a huge part of the culture. That was a whole lot of rambling.
It was good.
You think so?
Yeah, buddy, you do fine. I gotta tell you.